I'm driving up to Hoosier National Forest, and I'm gonna run around there for the day. But one of the main priorities, especially when it warms up today, is to bathe. I gotta find a good creek or a river or a lake or whatever to bathe in. I don't even want to tell you how long it's been since I bathed. It's been embarrassingly long since I've bathed. And I got my soap that I made with Mr. Mike, and here's some water, so it's bath time. Now this soap was made all naturally, so I figure it's gonna be less, if any, pollution compared to stuff you buy at the store. Because all that stuff, that's all petroleum based, whereas this is lard based. So it's basically just animal fat. And now nobody can call me a dirty hippie. Maybe just a hippie. Now as I've gone north, I really like the woods and stuff. But one thing I'm having a hard time getting used to is all the stinking ticks. I mean, they're just everywhere. You can't sit down without picking up a tick. And so every little bug that crawls on me, like, I'm kind of hyper aware to anything crawling on me. And I've probably found 20 ticks crawling on me on this trip. None of them were in Florida or Georgia. They were all in Tennessee, Kentucky, and now Indiana. So hopefully as I go west, we start to lose those ticks and find some more friendly pests. So I was just laying on this picnic table here, and all these bees showed up, so I stayed still. And it's almost like they're swarming my feet. But they're not honeybees. I don't know what kind of bee they are, but I think they like something on my feet. There's tons of them, and the wood bees are buzzing all around me, but I think they're here for the picnic table. But when that big one that just flew by, that's a wood bee. And when it flew by, you could feel all the air coming off of its wings. It was pretty crazy how much force was in those wings. Yeah, just kind of a random weird thing that happened on the trip. Most people I know would completely freak out if there was there's probably about 30 bees on me right now. And so this kind of goes to show that as long as you're aware and you're not harming the animals, they're gonna be okay with you. And what happens is a lot of times we get confused because we don't notice anything that we did to the animal, and then all of a sudden they're attacking us, so they seem vicious. But an animal's not gonna attack you unless you've done something to it, or it's just trying to eat you. But in the case of bees, unless you're trying to harm them or their hive, they're really not too concerned about us. So this is just a fun little example of that. I think there's some dirt or something that I picked up when I was walking around that they like. Maybe some mud or salt or something. I don't know, but whoa, they really do like it. So I've just found the very first salamander that I found this entire trip. And what's so cool about it is I've never found this species in my entire life. So it's really neat to find one of these up here in Indiana, because I don't even know what species that is, because there's so many different types of salamanders north of Florida. I mean, it could be anything. Now the reason I noticed it there on the ground was because there was like a mole or a vole or something rooting around beneath the leaf litter, and so I saw that commotion. So I sat there and waited. I got my camera ready in case whatever it was popped up. But the salamander, like a foot away, comes crawling out of the leaf litter. This is what being in the woods is all about. You come across circumstances that are just kind of bizarre and that you probably won't ever come across again. Like, I'm not gonna come across a mole rooting around and then a salamander popping up. Like, that's just weird. That's not gonna happen again. So it's just really neat coming across this. And man, the bees are just loving me for some reason. So normally I'm not really into birds much, but this morning I was just sitting here by the van, and I saw this one, and it was able to just walk up and down trees like it was nothing. And so I thought that was kind of cool how it just latched onto the side and walked up and down. I mean, it seemed a lot even more agile than a woodpecker on the edge of the tree. And I have no idea what kind of bird that is. I didn't even know that kind of bird existed until I saw it. And I'm not in Florida anymore, so there's a lot of unfamiliar things out here. And it would be very difficult to know all the animals in the woods.
I've been flying for probably 20 years. You take a box that's just got a bunch of sticks and wood in it, and you put it together, and that's what you get on the end of it. And then so you have that whole creating something. When you finally build something and then you watch it take off for the first time, it's just unbelievable. It's something really cool and exciting, and it's not many people are doing it anymore, and I love the fact that I'm part of a little niche group of people, and it's a lot of fun.
I was on the highway and I decided to get off the highway because it was just kind of boring and there's nothing to see, nothing to do. So I get on these back roads and I start going. I see these guys next to a field with their airplane. So I was like, well, that's interesting. So I pulled off and talked to them for a little while, and they're pretty cool. And so that's why I think we should always get off, take the scenic route every so often, and if we see something interesting, stop and check it out. The worst thing they can do is say, hey, we're not interested in you being around and filming us. So, and that's actually never happened.